Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline and this is Made with Books, and we have another edition of It's Really Sunny, so I'm gonna film outside, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna wear my sunglasses because I don't want to ruin my eyes. And yeah, let's get into the actual video. So today I am here with another review of one of the BookTube prize reads. This is a fiction group G, and the book that I'm going to talk about today is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. This was my first book that I read by Colson Whitehead, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I ranked this in the first place, so I'm already gonna give that much away at the beginning. I mean, it's very hard hitting, but you know, as much as you can say it still, I absolutely loved it. I will say though, this is a rather harrowing read, so definitely trigger warnings for racism, violence, and murder. This is actually, the book is based on real events at the Dozier School for Boys in Marianna, Florida, and there is a web page that Colson Whitehead mentions at the end of the book in the afterword that is called officialwhitehouseboys.org, where you can read stories of the real boys that had to spend time there. So if you're interested in that, I will link that page down below. For me, it gave sort of a warning because I don't know if the license for the page expired or something, but you can still click on it and read the stories, but just so you're aware. And so yeah, let's get into the book itself. So what's the story about? The book is about Elwood Curtis, and Elwood is a really bright high school student. He is African American. He's growing up with a very strict grandmother. His parents have left, and the book is set in the 1960s. Now Elwood, part-time, next to doing his high school work, he also works in a shop, and he is very much inspired by Martin Luther King Jr., which is very relevant in the story of the book. He got a record of some speeches by Martin Luther King Jr. from his grandmother, and those really inspire him. He even goes to a protest fighting against segregation. He has a new teacher in high school, Mr. Hill, who's also a firm advocate in that direction and who is very engaged with his students and tries to help them live a better life. And he sees that Elwood has opportunities. Elwood, with his job at the shop, is trying to save up money for college classes, and Mr. Hill is actually giving him a chance to have some free college classes. And what happens at the beginning of the book is that Elwood wants to have a look at this college where he's going to take some classes over the summer, and his bike is broken down. So he decides, well, either I'm gonna walk all these miles or I'm going to hitchhike. And he hitchhikes, and that is where his life story is derailed. Because by sheer bad luck, the guy that picks him up in his car and takes him to go see the college is somebody that has stolen the car. And, well, police and law don't really ask if Elwood was involved, which he wasn't. And so he is sent to the Nickel Academy for Boys. Now when he gets there, he's told, you know, if you just act right, you go through sort of these ranks and then you will get out and you'll be fine. And being somebody who believes that, you know, if you do the right thing and if you do things well and honorable, things will work out. That is what Elwood does, but he really quickly learns that that is not what is going to save him at the Nickel Academy. So first, some things in general about the Nickel Academy. So segregation is very much lived at the academy. You have one group of boys that are African American, you have one group of boys that are Caucasian, and you have, which sort of shows the absurdity of this, this kid that has Mexican heritage who keeps getting bounced back between the two camps. The boys are supposed to get an education at at the academy and are supposed to sort of be reformed, even though a lot of them are in there for really minor things like cutting class and things like that. And anyway, they're supposed to get a proper education there, and they don't. They get very, very simple tools to learn how to read and write, and obviously that is far below what Elwood would be interested in, so he doesn't have the opportunity there to improve upon his education. Now, as I said, he quickly learns that there is no real justice at the Nickel Academy, and the way that he learns that is a very hard way. What he does is he interferes in a fight that is happening, and he's trying to protect a guy that is being attacked by two bigger guys, and he just thinks, well, that's not fair. The way that ends up is, however, that he, alongside the other boys, is getting punished. And they are all being sent to what is officially called the White House, and what the Caucasian boys refer to as the ice cream factory. And the reason for that is that they beat up the students there, and you know, you come out with all different colors, hence ice cream factory. This first trip ends Elwood in the hospital. The doctor does not, the doctor takes care of his wounds, but doesn't report anything, so sort of seems to be complicit. Later on you will see that a lot of people are complicit in what is happening there. So Elwood does make a friend though at the academy. He makes friends with Turner, who has been there longer than him, and they keep talking about, how would they run away. Turner says he would run away only on his own, because if you run away together with somebody else, well, they will be your downfall, possibly. But Turner has sort of a special job at the academy, so all the boys sort of have these tasks that they have to do. And Turner's task is he is going out with one of the guys working at the academy, and he helps bring goods to the people in the community, in the town that the Nickel Academy is situated in. But the thing is, those goods that they transport into town and sell to, the local grocer, the local butcher, and other places, pharmacies and so on, those are supposed to be for the Nickel Academy. So they do get a lot of stuff from the government to, supply the boys with proper food, with proper stuff for like basic things like dental hygiene. And all this stuff the academy doesn't give to the boys, but sells instead to make money. So it's very clear that, things are not the way they are supposed to be here. And anyway, Elwood starts joining Turner on this task, and they both are doing these rounds. And apparently everybody in the town is in on it, that, things are taken from the boys and people just take it for granted. Elwood and Turner do works around the city for example, for the mayor or people like that. So they work for free, and the academy again gets money, so it's just the higher ups that pocket the money for themselves. So really corrupt system. Now, at the same time that you get this storyline, and that's how far I'm going to tell you what is happening, because I don't want to give any big spoilers, you also get a present time where you again meet Elwood Curtis, who is suffering the trauma from the time at the academy, who is trying to have a working relationship, who's trying to build up a business. And you go back and forth between these two timelines. I think that is all I'm going to give away at this point. I will say there's a boxing match between a boy from the African American kids and one from the Caucasian kids, and they're going against each other, and all the people from town come and watch this match and bet on it, and there's some very crucial things that happen as a consequence to this boxing match and further on, but that's all I'm going to give away. Now, I thought the writing in this was absolutely fantastic. Colson Whitehead can definitely turn a phrase, so that was incredible. I thought this was a great read. It is a lot of food for thought. It is horrible to think that, all of this is based on real events and all the horrible things that additionally probably happened. One thing I will say though is, I was reading the book and I was thinking, I love this so much, but at the same time I was thinking, it does seem a little bit predictable though. And it turned out I was wrong. So that was the one thing where I would have said, okay, I'm going to take some points off the score here, because it's a bit, you know, you sort of have this straight line throughout the book and you know where it's headed. And it turns out that's not where it is headed in the end. So it did surprise me in that as well, which is really good. So yeah, I would just highly recommend The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Again, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. If you haven't picked it up, please do. And that is all I have on this one. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon again with another of the BookTube Prize reads. Bye guys!